So I spent $500 on 18 perfumes. So obviously I'm gonna give you a haul.
Your perfume collection might look luxurious on TikTok, but behind the sparkling glass bottle, aesthetic vanity shares, and fragrance library tools is a growing environmental problem nobody wants to talk about. Because when influencers normalize owning over 50, 100, or even 300 perfume for the vibes, the beauty industry rarely mentions what happens after this trend dies. The energy-intense production of thick decorative glass, the mountain of non-recyclable packaging, and the fact that many of these bottles will sit in landfills for centuries. And the most ironic part is, glass is marketed as sustainable, yet most luxury perfume bottles are almost impossible to recycle properly. So today we are discussing the hidden environmental cost of TikTok fragrance culture and how overconsumption is being disguised as sophistication, self-care, and collecting. Let's talk about it. Over the few years, fragrance content has exploded around social media. I mean, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, name it. What started as genuine perfume recommendation has evolved into an endless cycle of luxury hauls, blind buys, season scent collection, and influencers showcasing entire walls covered with expensive perfume bottles. The bigger the collection, the more aspirational the content becomes. Owning dozens of fragrances is now being framed as personality traits, a symbol of elegance, femininity, wealth, and taste. And because perfume bottles are beautifully designed, many people don't perceive this type of content as excessive. But underneath the polished aesthetic is an uncomfortable reality. Perfume culture has quietly become another branch of hyper-consumerism. Luxury fragrance packaging is incredibly resource heavy. Many bottles are thick glasses, metallic coating, mirrors, magnets, plastic pump, decorative caps, and mixed materials that make recycling extremely difficult. Add in the shipping, emission, excessive PR packaging, limited edition release, and constant trend-driven buying. And suddenly, these harmless little treats start carrying a much large environmental footprint. And unlike skincare empties or makeup pan, perfume lasts for years, meaning people accumulate bottles far faster than they can realistically finish them. The result is a culture built around endless accumulation disguised as refinement. So in this video, we are unpacking how TikTok fragrance haul normalize overconsumption, why this perfume industry sustainable messaging is often misleading, and how aesthetic luxury culture is contributing to a growing glass waste problem hidden in plain sight.
Perfume haul. Yeah, I got a lot of perfumes recently. And I'm gonna show you all of them because it's what I do. I don't leave you guys out, you know that. So let's get into it. First up, we got Giorgio Armani SIC, basically is what it's called. I got the intense version, and the fragrance notes on this are right here. It's odd. That's all I can kind of say. But the bottle is what sold me, honestly. Look at how pretty she is. Yeah, she's kind of giving Devotion from Dolce & Gabbana. But she looks so... What just happened? Like, the camera stopped. She looks really classy, and I love that. So, yeah, the first one is Giorgio Armani C. You know me. Next up, I finally got the Seven Virtues, Buttercream Haze. Guys, when I first smelled this, I fell in love. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna marry you one day. And that I did. This is literally caramel, vanilla. It is everything a gourmand girl dreams of. Fragrance notes is sparkling. They don't really have the notes. What the? Oh, buttercream, caramel, and vanilla is what this smells like. It's a literal, like, caramel pancake is what I'm getting. Like, I'm getting caramel and pancakes, like, vanilla, whipped cream.
I want to talk about the evolution of fragrance content into luxury overconsumption. Fragrance content on TikTok didn't start as extreme consumerism. At first, perfume videos were simple and practical. People shared their signature scent, affordable recommendation, date night fragrance, and some of these old perfume tied to memories and emotion. Fragrance was treated as something personal and maybe expensive, and over time, the algorithm rewarded the excess. Suddenly, creators with massive fragrance libraries begin dominating the space. Entire walls lined with designer bottle becomes status symbol. Content shifted from wearing perfume to collecting perfume. The bigger the collection, the more aspiration the content will appear. And because perfume bottles are usually stunning, glassy cup, glossy glass, gold caps, crystal-like design, the overconsumption became disguised as elegance. TikTok transformed perfume collecting into aesthetic entertainment. And we usually see my entire fragrance collection, perfume I bought this month, top 10 vanilla fragrance, luxury perfume hauls, blind buy with me, perfume jewelry stock, fragrance layering combination. The same scents are repackaged into endless micro trends designed to encourage constant buying. What's important here is that perfume overconsumption often escape criticism in a way makeup or fast fashion no longer do. A room filled with over 200 perfume is framed as very classy, sophisticated, even feminine, not excessive. But behind the aesthetic presentation is still mass consumption. Most people cannot realistically finish dozens upon dozens of perfume before they expire, they lose quality, they even break down, or simply they even get forgotten. Yet social media normalizing accumulation as a hobby instead of questioning the industrial cost behind manufacturing these luxury objects. And this is where the conversation shifts from personal habit to the environmental impact, because every single aesthetic bottle represents mined raw materials, industrial glass production, fuel intensive shipping, elaborate packaging, and eventually the waste.
So I have over 700 perfumes inside of my collection, but let me show you my top 5. And this is in no particular order, but just 5 in general, okay? The first one is going to be Angel Share by Killian. Y'all, I literally have 4 bottles of this. And the team at Killian knows how much I love this fragrance, so they gave me one with my name in it. I know what I'm about to say is really big, but this is my ultimate favorite vanilla gourmand perfume that's ever existed, Bianco Latte. I know she just recently got introduced, but I promise you she is worth it 1,000,000,000%. The next one is Sweet Ash, which I've gone through at least 4 of these bottles, and both of my bottles are basically empty. Hi, I'm sorry, I know the interruption sucks, but it would mean the absolute world to me if you could go ahead and follow my Instagram. I'm pretty sure TikTok is going to get banned at this point, so that's really scary to think that I'm going to lose all of you. So if you guys could please go and follow me, it would mean the absolute world to me. I love you. Back to the video. This is just so affordable and it gets so many compliments, so why wouldn't I wear it all the time? Now, one before last, I'm just going to include these straight all together because Miss Girl is Baccarat and Lost Cherry mixed together, which is my scent that I created, but this is definitely one of my ultimate favorite fragrances. So both of these, but Miss Girl is both of them together. Now, the last one isn't actually a perfume at all. It's a body spray, but it's Winter Candy Apple by Bath & Body Works. And if you know me, you know how much I actually love this scent. When I was younger, I used to ask all of my aunts if they could get this for me for Christmas.
And I really want to talk about the recycling paradox, because most of these luxury perfume bottles still end up as waste because it can be recycled. One of the biggest reasons fragrance overconsumption escape criticism is because people assume glass is environmental friendly. And technically, glass is recyclable, but this is where the illusion begins. Luxury perfume bottles are rarely designed with actual recycling system in mind. They are designed for the aesthetic first. Thick decorative glasses, metallic coating, magnetic cap, we have the mirrors, the painted furnishing, the plastic pumps, lining, and mixed material packaging meant to look expensive on camera. Because the truth still remains that majority of the times when we buy perfume, we look at the packaging. That's why a lot of brands go as far as looking for the finest bottle for their perfume, because that's one of the reasons why people buy it. When it comes to skincare or makeup, the packaging plays a good role, but it doesn't play much role to compare perfume. And the problem is that recycling systems struggle with mixed materials. Most perfume bottles cannot simply be tossed into a recycling bin or magically transformed into new glass. In many cases, the bottles has to be completely dismantled first. When it comes to skincare, sometimes you can easily cut it to get the remaining lotion out of it. When you have a perfume, most times you can't even remove the cap. The packaging is just different to compare other products. When it comes to perfume packaging, the plastic pump has to be removed, the metal spring separated, decorative cap detached, residual perfume cleaned up, label and coating stripped away, and realistically, most consumers are not doing all of that because who have those time? So even though these bottles are technically recyclable, many end up contaminated, improperly sorted, or rejected by recycling facilities entirely. This creates what environmental experts often call the recycling paradox. A product marketed as sustainable still becomes waste because the infrastructure and design don't support real-world recycling. And luxury perfume makes this worse because brands intentionally prioritize visual identity over environmental practicality. The heavier the bottle feels, the more luxurious consumers perceive it to be. That thick glass base, it becomes a signal of wealth. The magnetic card becomes premium quality, and the elaborate PR unboxing is exclusivity. So every additional decorative element increases the material complexity. What makes this especially concerning is that glass doesn't biodegrade like paper or cardboard. If these bottles are discarded improperly, many will remain in landfills for entirely long period of time. So while fragrance culture represents itself as refined or sophisticated, the waste stream tells a very different story. So that's the contradiction at the center of modern beauty consumerism. Products are designed to look timeless while being consumed in an extremely disposable way.
It's about that time again. We are cleaning, decluttering, and reorganizing my entire perfume collection. Let's go. And we got a new package, and the fact that it says fragile tells me that it is perfume. Ooh, they gave me a couple pieces. Cute, cute. So we're gonna start with all of my newest perfumes and the ones that I haven't even opened yet. And I'm gonna organize everything by brand. So these are all of my Theodore's Calatinis, Time Beauty, Okja, Sniff, Ellis Brooklyn, Seven Virtue, K.I.L.E. Okay, let me stop. I'm not going to go through every single brand, but you get the point. Like, I'm organizing it by brand. And now it's time to clean these babies off because they are full of dust. And this is the part of decluttering that I absolutely hate. I've already separated the perfumes that I don't want anymore. So these ones are going to be given away during my secret giveaways on Instagram. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And I will not explain because it's a secret. Every time I declutter my perfume, I start smelling the ones that I think I don't want, like this one right here. But I'm smelling this and I'm like, this is gorgeous. Like, you are not going anywhere. You're going right back in the collection. You smell phenomenal. I don't know why I thought I didn't like it. I hate this bottle. I think it's absolutely atrocious. It's so ugly to me. I hate the scent. I made a video about it and it hit 500,000 views in less than 24 hours, but I had to delete the video because I was getting death threats because people like the bottle and I don't. And I still hate it.
One of the most interesting thing about modern beauty culture is how sustainability gets reduced to aesthetic instead of actual material ethics. Because today's luxury beauty trends are deeply tied to the visual language of clean living, minimalist vanity, natural tone packaging, gloss container, soft lighting. You will see words like clean, natural, intentional, non-toxic, sustainable, elevated. Everything is designed to feel environmental conscious, but feeling sustainable and being sustainable are not always the same thing, and fragrance culture exposes that contradiction perfectly. Many consumers associate glass packaging with eco-trendiness because glass appears more premium and less wasteful than plastic. Brands know this, that's why luxury perfume are often packed through glass bottles that feel timeless and even collectible. But what really gets discussed is the industrial reality behind producing that aesthetics. The extra thick glass base aren't just because consumers need them. They exist because weight psychological signal value. A heavy bottle feels expensive in the hand. It creates this illusion of performance and luxury, even if the fragrance itself becomes part of a short-term trend cycle online. So why TikTok promotes fragrance collecting as elegant self-expression? The industry underneath still relies on industrial extraction, manufacturing, transportation, and waste system operating at global scale. Every oversized perfume collection represents extracted raw materials, factory energy consumption, global shipping emission, packaging waste, and eventually disposal. And when we talk about overconsumption online, we shouldn't just analyze the psychological of wanting more. We have to examine the physical system required to manufacture more in the first place. TikTok fragrance culture has transformed product that was once intimate and personal into a collectible content. And because the packaging is beautiful, polished glass, luxury, branding, soft aesthetic, the consumption itself starts to feel harmless. And that is what makes this form of overconsumption so difficult to critique. Unlike fast fashion, price, or obvious ways, perfume collection are presented as art, self-care, femininity, refinement, emotional comfort. But behind every perfect style vanity is an industrial system extracting the raw materials, producing decorative glass of massive energy costs, shipping across the world, and generating waste that often cannot be recycled the way consumers assume. The industry sells performance through heavy glass luxury packaging while encouraging constant trend-driven consumption at the speed of TikTok. And social media accumulate this trend by rewarding visibility over necessity, more shelf, more bottle, more haul, until collecting stop being about appreciation and start becoming performance. None of this means people should feel guilty for enjoying fragrance. Perfume can absolutely be emotional and deeply personal, but there's a difference between enjoying beauty and being conditioned into endless accumulation disguised as self-care, because sustainability isn't just about whether something looks eco-friendly. It's about the material, the system required to sustain the lifestyle being promoted. Let me know what you think about this entire conversation around fragrance overconsumption and environmental waste, because I genuinely think this is one of the least discussed side of beauty culture right now. Do you think massive fragrance collection are harmless self-expression, or do you think social media has normalized a level of luxury consumption that we no longer question? And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you get notified anytime I upload video. Share this video to your friends who might want it. I am Blessing, and I will see you in the next video.